Ready? All right, good evening. We're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. The NIC meeting is 8:36. Madam Secretary, you want to call the roll?
Felicia Salazar, present. Helen Rodan. Isabella Corzo, present. Javier Ley Soto. Jesus Mendoza.
Present.
John Estrella. Juan Estrada. Mario Pineda.
Present.
Rudy Yoder.
Present. All right, we're gonna go ahead, we have a quorum, we're gonna proceed. Order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. Anything want to change or add? No, we're good. Okay. We'll go ahead and proceed. Number 4, public comments. Anyone from the public? No one present, we'll proceed. Approval of minutes from the last NIC meeting dated February 15, 2023. Were there any questions? All right, I'll motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second by Mario. Any additional questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, you guys have it. Item number 6, town staff updates. Do we have anything?
Their shirts for you guys. Those are it.
Shirts?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys can grab them.
All right. Do we have, I know that we had right before our last meeting, we had some applications or some with regards to the beautification contest. Did we finalize? I know we had extended the closing date.
Did we get anybody?
I believe all of them were sent to you guys, but I'll double check and I'll send it to you guys.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't mind resending it to us so that way we can review it and then we'll approve at the next board meeting.
No problem.
Awesome, and thank you for the shirts. Now, I know you also had an applicant.
An applicant
For the NIC.
that goes to the town clerk's office. So
They never gave you because I know I got the email that someone was pending to be, you know.
yeah, usually it depends on the council member. They'll sometimes ask for feedback from the committee. Or if you guys want to get feedback anyways, you always can with your council members. But usually that's something that goes to the town clerk.
So you haven't heard of anyone pending?
There
approval?
was one, they copied me in just to let me know, hey, the person's gonna be attending the next meeting. And that happened a few months ago, but I haven't heard back from them since. So
Okay.
I don't have an update on that.
Words? All right, anything else? No, all right, so we're gonna move on to item number 7, old business. We'll start with waste to beautify under Palmetto Expressway at Northwest 154. I know that Mr. Estrada had brought this and also Mr. Pinedo, so I went ahead and put both of you guys there. So John, just so you can know a little history, and I don't know if we got a chance to speak last time on this, with the wrapping of the transformers, right? They were supposed to paint the columns, all right, the same colors as the transformer. That never happened. That never took place. By the time that we got around it, the person that was working, was it Tony Mario? That's his name?
Yeah, one of the grant, one of the presenters, like.
No, but was it Mike, Transportation Department? Right. So in a nutshell, it did not happen. And when we approached it back again, they said it was gonna be almost impossible to start it over again. So that was something that was already talked about. So, but you can go ahead and speak with regards to, you know, what you wanted to do or what were your thoughts on that?
I just think that, you know, when you come from, you're going west to east of the Palmetto, right? I just think that whole area right there just leaves a lot to be desired, just in terms of aesthetically how it looks.
On the bottom of the overpass?
Right, the bottom of the overpass and, you know, in terms of how it looks and frankly, the maintenance of it, right?
Correct.
I know that there was talk that, you know, for some reason it doesn't get sunlight. At least that's what I heard. I don't know from a cost perspective, but this is why I'm saying, I don't know if we could potentially put sprinklers there or something that, I'm just saying though, that's the first thing you see when you come into Miami Lakes, right?
And what do they have now? Rocks? Is that what
They
they
just don't have anything. It's just like, some kind of like brown rock and it's always dirty.
That is a rock. And do we maintain that? Is that our?
My question to that is that maintained by the town or is that maintained by DOT? You know,
We'll have to find that
And
out.
to that point, I mean, just expanding on that further, I mean, and again, I'm kind of expanding on that and digressing a little bit. Like, how does landscaping work? Like, is that something that's bidded out? Is that something? Like,
Yeah.
it's fitted out. Right now, I think there's a company that does FS, that does all the landscaping. But that's why I'm asking if that's part of the town or that's part of DOT, because when we ask for, there has a Miami Lakes, growing beautiful on the,
Correct.
we asked them to paint the columns and that was supposed to be part of this grant that DOT was gonna do, but it wasn't included. But we even said, hey, we could probably find a sponsor to get us the paint and we were painting.
They still should have.
But I believe that DOT said you couldn't paint it, correct?
Right.
So we need.
No, I didn't hear, I'm not gonna put words. It's just that we need to go through them. So Felicia?
Yeah, the issue with the painting of the column, I think the artist gave us the palette of colors, and I think we need to follow it. So if we're gonna use a paint contractor, he needs to submit, and that's how it goes. You submit a sample, and they have to test it, they have to treat the wall, all that, so it doesn't peel off. So we need to go through that process and think about it.
But can we do that process or is that process we have to go to DOT?
No, we need their approval.
Yeah.
No, that I know for a fact it was told, and that's the reason why it was such a bigger mission, because he needed to go back to DOT and get it approved. So, and it was a whole mission to begin with, as you know. with
Both the
transform.
columns and the landscaping?
The column was never discussed.
The whole structure is, and the DOT, the district that is down here, I don't know if it's 5, it's 4, I believe. Or 3, District 3 from DOT, they're by, down by 836.
Is that something, that we can find out who maintains the grounds?
I'm gonna need one of you to send me exactly what it is that you're asking for, so I can forward it over to my colleagues and they can give you the details. I don't wanna mess up what it is that you guys are asking for, because I have no idea.
That's a simple, who maintains that area? And I know that we have talked also about, under the Grand NIC on 57th Avenue, they have those lightings.
And then the lights like.
Right, that would have been awesome to do it, not only there, but also
Like
at
the blue.
67 Ludlam.
Yeah.
Right, to do it right on 67, Hialeah going under the overpass, and then also on 154th. So maybe if you want to piggyback on that email and just,
The light,
I know maybe
light,
Public
light.
Works and reach out to Hialeah and see how they got it done.
Quick question for
So
you
I
guys.
suppose you'll send that email?
Yes,
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
John. Yes,
The first one you guys were just talking about is the columns under the highway going from east to west.
Northwest, yes,
Okay, on Miami Strip.
yes.
Okay, I'm just remembering here. That project was before my time. I know you guys asked for an
Correct.
update last time. I don't know if this has to do with the answers you're looking for, but I'll refer you guys to the minutes here. Part of the update that I did bring back was that anything to do with a project under would not even be looked at by the town for the next year, because they are working on something under there. I believe it's renovations or something. Don't quote me. I mentioned it last time, and in the minutes it briefly states. In your minutes where we are talking about announcements,
Announcements.
I said painting of 826 columns to be done after 2024. Work is being done in that area by FDOT.
Correct.
So we weren't gonna visit that.
I resent the FDOT grant to you guys to see if we can reapply for it for the columns, and that's where you.
That's where I.
That's where you
said
said
yeah.
that, correct.
So just something to keep in mind.
So if, at John on that email timeline, what are we looking at? Because I still would like to know what exactly is it that we're doing, so that way we know. So just add it, if not, you let me know.
I'm being a little meticulous here, but also the other thing is, I don't know if you've seen the landscaping. So for example, on those, I'll call it like the middle sidewalk.
The median,
Yeah.
That median,
Right.
that's what, yep. I don't know if you've noticed, but the water that those sprinklers throw off, all of that is red. So obviously that tells you that You know,
It's
it's a well water.
It's well water, well water.
and that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no, yeah, there's a lot of iron into the
Right.
water, so it causes that.
And I don't, but I didn't change it, 'cause I did it in my house.
Yeah, you just gotta filter.
We got it right.
So I don't know if that's, again, I'm just, you
So
know,
what do we
Kind of
do?
throwing it out.
That sounds
Yeah,
more,
we need to figure out who maintains that.
because that doesn't look good. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've seen that.
We gotta start by who maintains that, from there, we have to go.
on that same email, we're to do something, take a photo, so that way they have a picture of what exactly the location is. And then just break in 2 bullet points, who maintains under the overpass, this, and then ask about that project, can they provide a little more information? And then also, this area here, look at all the staining from the sprinkler, who maintains this area?
Right. Okay.
All right, anything else on that item? No. All right, B, brand the silhouettes of the town of Miami Lakes. Estrada? No, that's you too.
No,
No, that should be
that would be, wasn't me.
the silhouettes.
No,
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, that was you. There we go. So it's all yours. Good to see you. Let me give you. Thank you so much.
what's the brand on silhouette?
7B.
All right, let me change here. Estrella. No, Estrada. Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, now I'm here. Yeah, so the first one, the first one is Estrella.
Yo estrella and Juan estrella.
But it's confusing. It's, okay, Juan, so tell us a little bit about the whole, I know we have talked about the silhouettes around the town of Miami Lakes. So,
Yes, so, actually was referred to the liaison or point of contact by, actually to do this. And, in short, we got shot down because those signs and those roads are controlled by the county, so we have no.
no control of jurisdiction, nothing.
Correct. So if we were to do it, it would have to be on locally controlled streets and signs, which are separate streets or maybe in special districts or.
Signs.
Yeah,
How to silhouette?
No, not a single sign.
they have a seal, correct. But yeah, so if we wanted to do something that I had mentioned in our previous meeting, it would have to be on smaller streets, not the major ones.
Got it. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a no-go.
Correct.
All right. Well, we tried.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, so we're moving on to the next one. Signs that mark up the town limits on Palmetto Expressway Northwest 138. Estrada.
Yes.
Look at
So again, unfortunately, to mark those town limits, it would be on a state road. No, it's not county, that would be a state, so we'd have to go to FDOT. So, in short, it's also a no.
Hey, you're shooting really big here. But hey, we tried, all right? All right.
But there's some signs now that say entering Miami Lakes, right?
Yeah, those are on our property, I believe. Yeah.
So what's the issue with asking the state? We can't just.
But there's signs on the Palmetto and, the state Miami Lakes and so on. Those are DOT, or those are not?
Yeah, those are all state. So we could absolutely ask FDOT if they would like to play ball. Matter of fact, if you would like me to, I can, and I will.
It's up to you. I mean, what are the chances, Io, that you've seen, things coming through the state, are they taking 100 years? Are they shutting us down?
But given that it's intergovernmental and you're talking about the state, sounds like a very long shot. But again, the expert would be the coordinator that you're in contact with, and from the little that I gathered the time that she spoke to you, it sounded like that would probably not.
Yeah, it's a
happen.
top order, it's possible, just improbable.
you can always
So we can, that's no issue for the starters, so I'll touch base with her once again and
We
Yeah,
wanna
back
leave
to
that
you.
one, you wanna leave that one open?
Sure, we can do the town limit signs over for
Okay.
next time.
Which sign are we talking about? Like the ones that say the town of Miami Lakes,
Entering, the ones that are entering.
32,000 residents?
Exactly, so when you're driving on the Palmetto, and then when you go into Hialeah southbound, it says, you know, like Hialeah city limits,
Right.
but we could do the town of Miami Lakes established population, you know, calculator, anything like that.
The bottom,
Which one?
throw in the bottom the initials of our committee.
That's right, there you
Yeah.
go. Oh, absolutely. Good pitch, there you go.
Before we continue, let the record reflect that, Mr. Juan Estrada, is present. So we'll leave item D open, for further, to C, item C for further investigation.
I just saw one of the signs on 75 south of 186. I was surprised. Okay, this is welcome to Hialeah, you know, entering Hialeah city limits.
Yeah, Hialeah
I was
also.
like, well, it depends on which side you look at.
Right.
Yeah.
You look into the right, it's Hialeah, looking to the left is us.
All right, we're moving on to item D. 7D, in-town signs that capture commuters' attention and affection. Mr. Estrada.
So this one I did not follow up with my liaison, because that has nothing to do with her, but she did forward me to somebody that does do these, so lower level,
Okay,
and I never. Got in, I don't wanna say I didn't get in touch with them, but we played phone tag and.
back and forth, okay.
And it was a while ago, so I would need to reestablish
follow up again.
communication, yeah.
All right, so we'll move that one on to the next meeting. And then 7E, placing the town seal on all lit street names signs.
So that goes as in B and E practically go together.
Any other scene?
Yes.
Okay.
Those signs are owned by the county.
Aren't the
On the
seals
main-
on most of the signs?
The what?
Isn't the seal on most of the signs, right?
The lit ones? I
I
haven't seen that.
I have not.
No.
No, this is Broward has them. Broward has them, if you start driving
Our
Broward,
little
the
seal.
lit ones, right, the lit ones have the little seal on the sign itself, I've seen it. We don't have-
Some of them are with the seal.
The lit ones?
Really, think.
Yeah.
I can't do 100%.
Yeah, think hard. Okay, so that's a no-go? Or is that-
Yeah, correct, I would,
Okay.
I would, put it with B as in a no-go, and I'll just follow up with, going up to the Florida Department of Transportation.
Got it. All right, so we're gonna move along to new business, culinary bike tour, Mr. Pineda.
So, culinary bike tour, I thought we were gonna have it as new business, but from what I see, it's already been established. It has a date, September 9th at 6 p.m. I see that the town already contacted some of the restaurants. We have 7. Is that list gonna grow or?
It's a growing list.
Okay.
So as as it keeps growing, we'll keep adding it to the event.
What time is it at?
So 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So the town is handling the whole thing, we're not involved in it?
Yeah, none of the committees have brought it up and we were like a month away from the,
Because they didn't bring it up to us, so it's done.
well, you guys were actually the first ones that were bringing it up. Yeah. So, yeah, the communications team,
Is the what is it, the business,
EDC, yeah, no, they hadn't brought it up yet.
economic development is not a part of it either.
Last year it was EDC, Cultural Affairs and NIC.
Right, it was 3
And I
committees.
think that's how it's been
Correct.
from the first time around. But none of the committees had brought it up and we felt that, we had budget for it and we needed to go forward with the event because we were running, the fiscal year ends next month.
Correct.
So we couldn't wait any longer.
So we have to put it-
And it was launched.
Do you need any support?
Do we need anything from us?
Yeah, I mean, you guys, it's always great if you can spread the word. Tickets, something new that we're doing this year is a cycle party bar thing. You know how when you go out to like Wynwood or Miami, you see it's like a group bike
Oh,
They have to pedal to move.
and there's like music on it and everybody pedals together.
it's on.
Well, the company
Facebook.
we have coming, it's called Cycle Party.
So they're
the
coming out.
tickets- So the tickets are $30, same as last year, but there's limited seats for the one I'm talking about, and that one is a little bit higher. And I'm.
How do you have a link for that? That we can
Yeah,
share?
so when you go register yourself or book your ticket, it'll let you choose one or the other.
They're out for tickets and purchase already?
Yeah,
It says interested, it doesn't say.
Text
when
me,
you
Mark.
go
What do you have?
To this thing, It says you could only.
I got it.
All right, so, you guys.
No, I'm on the Eventbrite.
The registration page is on Eventbrite. So you guys, it's toml.eventbrite.com. And then all of our events will show and the culinary ritual will pop.
TON.
So if you, if the town is handling this, how do we get involved? We just.
You just tell them, you call, I'm sure you call them and say, hey, listen, I want to help out, whatever you can. At the table, signing in people, whatever the case may be. I see you here, Town of Miami Lakes.
It's $30 to $45.
So the tickets, the regular tickets are $30,
Uh-huh.
but the cycle party is $40.
Oh, so the cycle part.
That reserves you a seat on that bike that I'm talking about.
Will it be
Other
normal
than
bikes
that,
Vehicle is.
But you don't have to pedal, you have to pedal?
You have to pedal. It's like 14 people on one thing and then everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's like, I seen them, where
Yeah.
two people are pedaling the leg,
And everybody else is
the other
like-
12 are just sitting there doing nothing.
So right now,
Yeah.
that's about the question. Right now, it's being advertised as bring your own bike for the only reason that Helvis has not come in just yet. We're hoping that they'll support the event as they did last year. Last year, they provided, I believe, bikes and scooters.
Correct.
So if they come in, those tickets will go live as well. But for right now, we're advertising as bring your own bike. Bike 305 is going to be there. We have new restaurants this year. And one very important detail, there is no golf carts allowed on this. The police made it very clear that we cannot have both golf carts.
Is it freebie gonna take people or no? Because they've done it already.
freebie?
No, last year.
This is if you have to, you
Yeah,
have
no.
to like,
Yeah, last year it was because she went with me in the car, was the only car that was allowed, so. Yeah, we went with.
last year they allowed 1 or 2 golf carts because I guess we weren't clear enough, but this time they told us way in advance.
No golf carts.
No golf carts.
All right. Item number 8G, leak awareness and how to protect our waterways.
Okay,
Missed out, sorry.
I found out from our last email, actually, it was an email that I requested to be sent to everybody. It's from the University of Florida. It's called Florida Lake Watch. I think is we can somehow, it's very informative. I don't know if you got the email. Way back in February. I can resend it to you guys. It has a lot of information about the lakes, pamphlets, educational videos, newsletter. And I think it would be a good idea, since all this is online, to maybe in our committee,
HOA?
or
Okay.
the HOAs, to send it, put the link in so HOAs can click to it and.
So if I can, one thing that I was seeing about that on Channel 7 about the quality of the bay and the lakes and this and that. There's certain municipalities that now are prohibiting the blower.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I've seen that within our towns. They blow the grass, all the trimmings into the street and then gets into the drain.
Right.
So I said, you know what, that's maybe an initiative that we want to get behind. It. The only reason you could use the blower is to gather it and not get it into the drains and stuff like that, because it is becoming an issue. Luckily, this year, we haven't had a lot of rain for it to flood and things like that, but it goes directly into our lakes, it clogs up all the drainages and so on. So I think that your lake awareness, I think it would be a great idea, that we can piggyback on one of these committees and see how they're doing it and try to get that same year, because it's, if you're on the street, you see it, they just blow it into the street and then it gets, yeah.
So we're going to check on, sort of like a regulation, letting the landscape people.
I know city of Miami was doing it because they had a huge issue with the grass, with the trash, and you cannot use the blower unless you gathering.
So what do we left up on that? Alicia, what exactly we're
I
gonna,
mean, I can just research some more and contact the city of Miami and find out if there's a resolution or an ordinance or something Then we can bring that to the council.
All right, HOA quarterly meeting topic for October 2023. So I know that the last topic that we have talked about to bring, yeah, correct. So that's gonna take place. On the 18th. Yes,
For the HOA,
yes.
October 18th.
Hold on, this has been scheduled already?
You just have to put it on. So typically what we do, it's our
No,
quarterly.
because I have to check that it doesn't.
No, it's our NIC meeting. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's the same date. So what we do is we check in for the NIC really quick. You know, we're there quick, maybe some housekeeping items, 10, 15 minutes, and then we jump right into the HOA meeting.
So it's your meeting first,
Yes.
and your meeting will be at
Almost.
Same time? 8:30?
No, no.
Moved it up to.
We moved it up.
How?
7.
So that's the thing, at 7 o'clock, why is scheduled already?
You meet here.
Another schedule ready?
Yeah, youth activities meet on the third. Wednesday or something.
Do you sit on that committee?
No, I know, but today did it.
Can we use another room?
The committees have to be held here, and there's only one live stream that can go on at once.
Actually, I got some good news. We actually can hold it from the chambers.
So the problem, yes, you can hold it in the chambers.
Yes.
The problem is that we cannot have 2 committee meetings at a time because
Because you
it's
can't
one.
record.
live
We're not gonna
stream
have 2
recording.
committee meetings at the same time.
Yours would be considered a committee meeting, and then YATF is going on, so it cannot happen at the same time.
Oh, I see you're saying at 7 o'clock.
Can we do earlier?
6:30.
No, yes, exactly.
What, completing it in half an hour or doing?
Like your time is
No.
obviously saved for you guys, so you guys are fine.
6:45.
No, the issue is not our meeting.
The issue is the other ones.
They
they're
start at 7.
Yeah, they
HOA.
start at 7.
And you're not gonna get people here that early.
So there's nothing between 5 and 7, and then 8:30, you guys are booked, so it would have to be between. The first time slot I just mentioned, or the one you guys are currently at.
Can we do the meeting with the HOAs before this meeting? So do like 7 to 8, 8:30?
There's still another meeting, right? They can't televise 2 meetings. That's it.
No, not ours. Like go to the HOAs first and then end with ours.
We still have to televise
We
the
have to
HOA.
go ours.
Because it's still a meeting.
Got it.
You might have to move, if you want to keep your committee date and that HOA meeting to get like, on the same date, you would probably have to look at changing your date. For October at least. And if you want, I can send you availability.
Send me an email with availability and see where we can go from there.
You're in the minutes.
Yes, it's 7.
And the times, again, for both,
7, yeah, same times, yeah.
so 7 to 8:30 for yours.
No, 7 to 7:30 was the NIC. And then 7:30 was gonna be the 8:30.
Or an hour and a half.
An hour is fine.
So we can only have one meeting at a time?
So we moved
You
it
can
from
only stream
Wednesday
one
to
meeting.
Thursday.
Because he's 3 months.
She's gonna send me the days this time.
Okay, so I have to look for a slot from 7 to 8:30 for you guys.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Rudy, for this meeting, do you need anything from us?
No, because the topic, remember, we picked, it was very general, kind of like introduction 1, like, let me hear you, want to see what, what other concerns and what do you like to see the neighborhood improvement committee talk about, and we typically bring guests, we'll bring any kind of experts.
Okay.
So that's why with that first one, we said, let's feel the ground, see where the needs are, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
We meet with them once a year, the HOAs?
4 times a year,
4 times a year.
yeah, quarterly, yeah.
It's hard to get him. There's
Yeah.
like what, like 200 in the town? More? Yeah, and to get them all you won't get them all in one. It's hard.
All right, the next one is the beautification contest, and that's gonna be tabled for the next meeting.
So the beautification contest, you know about that one?
I will,
He wants me to resend it just to
Right.
see if you guys got any new ones. Because you guys
I was-
extended it last time.
Correct.
Right.
You know about this contest? So the town does a beautification contest. You have to do it before and after of your like your garden in the front. You submit it and then they give them a prize to the winner.
And you have to be able, the improvement, you're gonna have to be able to see it from the streets.
It's gonna be visual.
If you do it in your backyard, nobody can see it.
Okay, that doesn't count.
But if you do, we had a resident one time that did it on the side of the house, and you actually can see it from the street. Because it was one of, or it was like a curve.
Like
kind
an
of thing.
outhouse.
Is that in the landscape?
It's like.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right, I think they get a Home Depot, right? Give that.
Just as an update, I'm sorry if you guys are done with that one.
If you want to talk on that item,
No, just something,
you can go an announcement.
So we're gonna resend the beautification.
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you guys.
And before you, before you go ahead and the announcements, let me make sure that that Isabella has the items that we're tabling for next meeting. So 7A like Apple.
Yeah.
Next meeting. 7C. Correct?
Yes.
7D.
Mhm.
Correct, right? Okay, then we have 8G. Well, it's gonna be old business, it's gonna be part of old business next meeting, right? I just wanna make sure so we can keep track of it, so when I get those, I can do the agenda based on that.
Yeah.
The HOA quarterly, we're gonna wait back, from out on availability. And we're also bringing back beautification.
Yeah.
Good.
So I have also that we wanted to check in on. new
We tried one time to
members.
even do
Yes,
So I have that one that's
spreadsheet
still
about
on the agenda.
that's in the step.
What I'll do,
Well, we don't do,
some. of
sorry,
the-
we don't do anything on that. So that you can put it under staff, town staff updates, yeah, because there is no, we're not approving anything. It's just that she provided us those, she'll email it to us, and then we'll review them at that point, but we don't, yeah, we really don't.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, let me take that back, we do make a recommendation. If I
but I
remember.
think the rules,
Did they change?
let me go back.
Oh, they changed.
I-
Okay.
No, that's the thing, I don't know if they changed
Oh,
before.
okay, okay.
I don't remember.
So put it in old business.
Right, beautification one?
No, for the recommendation for new
We
members.
never,
I'll resend you guys,
Yeah.
because I have to look at it too, and I'll resend it to you guys.
Put it in old business anyway.
but at the end of the day, we've even discussed this in the chair meetings, that it doesn't make a.
Yeah, it doesn't
The
do
thing is
anything,
that
but
quarterly
they still
chair
wanna,
meetings, if you recall, the quarterly chair meetings were divided when it came to, we had, yes, they were.
They were,
Because I had half of my committee saying, yes, we want to like opinioning, and the other ones were like, no, we don't want that responsibility.
it got to the end of it, that at the end of the day, it's to the council's objective.
That's the thing, I
discretion.
wanna, whatever it is, it's whatever's on the rules, so like, I'm gonna double check it and I'll send it to you guys, so we're all on the same page.
for purposes of what we're doing now, just added, Isabella on old business item,
Okay.
and that's it. Once we get there, we'll remove it when we go order of business.
Okay.
That's it. All right, so now we're down to announcements. Was out?
I think you forgot the printout,
Oh, sorry.
but that's not what I was in.
Okay. Where?
Are we presenting this to the council?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
fine.
this is for us.
Yeah.
No, this is for us. Okay, so under announcements, actually, yeah, I don't know why that item was. Verification, no. Okay, so,
New business, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll add it to the new
yeah,
business.
go ahead and add it, yeah.
I'll make a motion to add, town council report to new business, J.
Second.
Okay. I see report. Okay, any additional comments? No, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. So item 8J, NIC report to council. So take a look at it really quick. I didn't have, who appointed you, Isabella?
Tony.
Tony?
I just resent it to you, but that's fine, if you guys don't make any edits, I can add in the council names.
Okay, you want to go ahead?
Yeah,
Tony?
I'll do it,
Okay.
but that's why I wanna see if you guys, if you have edits, you'll have to resend, but.
No,
if
no
it's
worries.
not, I can do it.
The budget, it does, it's the same. I did, came to the budget meeting, so I know we didn't have a chance to review it here. They were so generous, the city manager was so generous to put, I think $100 in there or something like that. So
Every little bit helps.
for the year. So I don't know how much it was, I don't recall, to be quite honest with you, but I appreciate that he put a dollar amount in there. So I went to the council and I explained to them the situation. And I said, look, minimum, at a minimum, just give us the same thing that we had last year. We're not, as you can see, we're not, and I gave him a trajectory for the past 4 or 5 years, and we're right on there. So I don't think we're gonna have an issue with the council approving our budget, but that's pretty much, what we have for the year. With regards to initiative and events, the community bike rides will resume in November. The HOA quarterly meetings, and then future projects of consideration, the Florida friendly landscape principles, Dreaming Green, I know those 2 were Helen's. The community golf cars rides, way to beautify under the Palmetto Expressway, that's still active. Brent, so the silhouettes, that comes off, right? Correct, so we can remove that one. Signs that mark the town's limits, is that one stays?
I need to watch,
Yeah, so that one remains.
So,
In-town signs that capture the community attention, that takes off. Right,
we said that I would follow up with.
okay, I just wanna know,
Yeah,
there's a lot of back and forth, I
Yeah.
wanna make, so we keeping that one, and then the last one?
we keep we keep 7A, C, and D.
Right, so in town, okay, and then the last one, place in the town's seal, that comes off,
That comes up.
okay. Did you get those,
It's one removal.
2
two
removals?
removals.
The
The last one and the,
seal.
1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one, run it, and the last one.
And I was appointed by council member Boyasu.
Oh, yeah, so, okay.
So as a reminder, I'll need minutes and the memo from the chair prior to the deadline so that we can add this to the council meeting.
You got it.
John, who appointed you?
Mason.
Do we have dates for the bike ride to start?
No, that will be, do me a favor, now that you say that, I was gonna say it on the comments, but you can put it under the comments, so we can add it to the next agenda item. So we can pick the dates and the themes.
Isn't the bike rodeo already got a date?
Yes.
Right?
Did you?
yeah, so.
Do we know?
No.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we're into September. That's a shame. Wow, they moved it up.
They moved it up.
Yeah, because typically we do.
Or elaborate with them.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, Al, I know you said you had an announcement.
Oh, speaking of bike race, that's what it was about. We went back, I guess the way that the police bills us, we find out like towards the end. And as everything, prices have gone up.
Of
Your
course.
bike rides are not what they used to be. So now we're trying to figure out how we're even where that's gonna come from. But that's just me warning you as you're planning for your new year, that budget that you guys currently have, if it were to remain the same. It is not enough for 6 bike rides. It's probably enough for like 2 or 3. So I'm gonna get you the exact price, because right now I'm just,
Okay.
estimating. But I'm gonna get you.
I'll knock on the door and ask for more money.
No, but again, Rudy.
It's not gonna be the first meeting that.
Perhaps, yeah, you could perhaps not do it every month, you could do it every other month, because, we didn't have the greatest attendance.
We had like a half and half. It was like somewhere like half of them were really good and then half of
Yeah,
them.
the cold ones, there was.
Yeah, the weather
There.
methods.
So the fall.
That's good.
spring ones.
So,
That way it gives people more of an excitement to. go.
Right.
But I'm just mentioning so that you guys.
no, that's fine. That's
And the
fine.
cost of that, at least
When
when
I
that,
have the final cost, I'm still trying to figure that out. When I have the final number, just so that you guys have something to work with when you're going into the new year, I'll share it with you guys, either via email or at the next meeting.
Okay.
So just add it on.
So, because you need to know that cost,
like
when
a
did
50%
you
raise.
your budget?
Right.
And we get it.
So we won't know your budget till October 1st.
Yeah, worst case scenario, Mario said we'll probably have 3 rights. let's say they were charging 1,200, let's say they go up to 2,100, they go up to $1,000.
So
Went up 100%.
what drove up the cost, like what?
The people were doing the price.
Paper.
Really,
We're
that's just-
working-
Everything and everything.
Guys
So,
are working with the number.
you start with COVID? It's
Really?
The only thing that we pay, the only thing that we pay is the police
Yeah.
escort.
we
And
do.
did they?
I'm sure their salaries went up.
Yes, and
Are you getting paid more money?
No.
He's not, so why, yeah.
So we have a meeting-
Why are they going up?
We just had a meeting with, the
Police budget.
manager, so. I will let you guys know when we have an exact number. Right now, we're
Yeah,
working
please
kind
let
of
us
off of estimates. When I have an exact number that you guys can work off of, you'll be here, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to give you a heads up.
But that's a good-
That's the thing, because we could get a number, maybe we could get a sponsor or something.
Yeah.
No, but you know what, but you do have a good question. How deep can we search just to know exactly, how did it just go up? And I just say, hey, it went up.
That's, but that's exactly, no, what I'm letting you guys know is they didn't. We were working with a number that's like 2 fiscal years old kind of thing is what happened. And they don't bill us towards till the end of the year. Like they don't, right after the bike ride is done, they don't send us a bill. So now we're getting this entire thing and it's like, oh yeah, we were working off of a wrong number. It's really what happened.
So we.
So it's about 2 calendar years old is the price.
So I should be able to see a salary increase from 20,
I don't know.
20, 21 to 22.
Increase
So,
in-
Mark for inflation too.
wait, the
an
town,
increase in staff. I don't know what it is, but that's what I need the
What
report
about, yeah, we're
on,
not paying for more staff. We're
Not
paying for the
staff.
same number.
not staff, town staff. Police.
No, that's what I'm saying, but we always have the same number of police.
But that's what I'm
officers.
saying. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just speculating what,
Okay.
it could be a number of things. I don't
You
know.
gotta
so
know.
the contract, the police contract, I said,
It'd be-
6 months,
When
right?
you
Or
when you
it's-
bring
it's-
the bike rides are paid, most of the town events, most of them are all built into this one budget. But the bike rides alone, like, there's a few things that get paid separately just from a committee budget.
Outliers.
Bike rides are one. Our veterans 5K is another.
Right.
And our culinary bike tours a third. Those are the only
Same.
things that get paid separately outside of like their.
The
big
contract.
budget.
I, when you give us the budget and what we did, can you also provide us the last 2 more, like go 2 more years deeper so that we can
I
see
can
what,
give you guys
what
all
you
the,
can
all the
find?
details that they can.
Yeah, so that we can see like what we were
Yeah.
spending before and
Yeah.
like where the price, like you can give us what we spend now, but like what have we traditionally spent?
Yeah, what you guys have spent, I can tell you the amount. Cause that's already,
But
it's already.
maybe,
in
yeah,
there.
and maybe we can get it broken down so we can see exactly like.
I will ask whatever I can get. I know that they're definitely working right now on getting me the per. So that I-
It's 1,200, we paid them $1,200 per ride, that's what we paid.
Yeah, like your budget was enough for the 6 bike rides, was the point.
Yeah.
And it no longer is.
No, but what we're saying is, it's fine, you can ask and they're gonna provide us as
Yeah,
much
yeah.
as we can. I mean, all of this is public record no matter what,
Yeah,
right? So everybody's salary, if there was a salary increase, if there was a fee in gas or whatever it is
Yeah.
that they're using to increase this fee, then yeah, I think we should be entitled, so that way, when we go back to the town, to the council, we can say, hey,
Increase.
the town staff never updated our costs, they didn't know until the end of the year that they got billed. And now they're saying instead of 6 rides, we're gonna have 2 or 3 because we didn't budget accordingly, and this is the reason why, we want more money. I mean, it's not gonna be the first time that a committee knocks on the door for more money.
yeah, when I have those reports, I will share them.
No, I just found it out.
For yourself.
I just found it out that it changes so much from one fiscal year
To
to
the
the
next.
It's
next.
not, that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, it's not one fiscal year,
It's two.
we're working with
two.
numbers from before I was,
Even what you.
I've been here for 2
But
years.
even
so
from
it's-
that doesn't, that to me is ridiculous, because you have to budget every year, you do a budget every year.
Yeah, but if they never, what she's saying is, if staff never went back to the police and say, I need a new cost for this year, and they left the budget as is, and then they got billed at the end of the
Yeah.
year, and there was an over budget, overrun number, so we budget 1,200 per bike ride, but they're billing 1,500. So now they gotta come out of their pocket to pay them, but they never went back to us and say, hey, by the way, your last bike ride, you paid 1,500, not 1,200.
Well, we are
to
coming back
increase.
to it right now, because now.
Yeah, I'm saying,
No,
but
no,
we didn't go back to 2 years ago.
But now's when we're having that conversation, because if you guys have kept up with your budget, as you mentioned at the budget hearing with the workshop, you mentioned, oh, because it hadn't been charged to our account, for that same reason, because we hadn't gotten the bill for it.
But
Now's when we're getting it and we're like, oh, this is, we're like working, budgeting, our committee is based off of a really old number that is no longer.
But those, had we.
That's
known-
why it had not been charged to your account, because we hadn't got it.
Had we known
So
that, we
then we
wouldn't be
would've
doing
gone back
6
and-
bike rides.
Right.
Correct, had they built this after one bike ride,
Oh, yeah.
at that point, I would have told you guys, like, you would have seen that it's not making sense.
It's not the end of the world. Like I said, give us the numbers, we'll figure them out. We'll go back to the council. That's the, how the committee feels. And we tell them, look, this is what happened. It wasn't our fault. We're asking for, a couple of more $1,000 if that's, or we can still revisit what Mario says, hey, can we make a more impactable bike rides instead of just, doing so redundant, month after month. And I think in my opinion, which I've said that in the past, too much sometimes it's not good. So, people are more like, oh, the bikers are coming, boom, then the first one, it's a drive, and then
The next 2 years.
exactly, and then the third one, the fourth one, oh, then we go back again, so, and we can revisit that.
Yeah.
All right, any other announcements?
You can have themes, like, if you do them every.
We do, we have.
Do, but it's just, it gets,
Comment
we don't get.
Yes.
to attend sometimes.
the bikes, because we have the culinary bike, and that's gonna draw a lot of people. So after that, we need to time hours to maybe 2 months after. I
Yeah.
don't think it's
That's a
gonna
great
be-
idea. It's probably still gonna be even be warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was September, so probably the first one, if anything, but again, we can revisit, be December
We
one,
can do December, we do the light ones.
Right,
We do
right,
it.
which is a
That's
night-
something
I
that
love
people
that
always
one,
come out
yeah.
to.
it's a nighttime, yeah, all the people, they lit up all their bikes. That one was really good,
That
actually.
was really good.
No, that was the year before. All right, any other announcements?
I have a question actually for Isla. Did we ever get our polos in?
Yes,
Yes,
they're right
yeah,
there.
actually, yes.
Awesome.
Did you pay?
I did.
Okay, good.
Do you guys remember the sizes you ordered? Do you need me to?
Go back.
Yeah.
It's okay, I have it.
All right, so there's no additional,
Oh, one more
Announcements.
announcement. Friday's, the 6th annual Mayor's Cup. HML against, Goldman and Bylander, 7:00, 7:30.
Football?
Yeah.
When is?
Friday, 7:30, Mayor's Cup. HML against Goldman.
The Trojans.
That's right.
for sure. All right, that being said, I'm gonna motion to adjourn 9:23.
I'll second.
Second.
Next meeting?
Got it.
Who's second?
Not it, but
Mario,
the next meeting?
second. All right, all in favor, say aye. Against? The ayes have it. Thank you so much, guys.
September 20th.
Our next meeting is September 20th.